Hey there, students. I'm going to do these questions from our February review quiz, and I'll have a download in the description for this if you'd like to participate on a paper. You can download and print it out. So here are my solutions to our February review quiz. And this is our practice quiz. All right, number one. We have this, ooh, black, nice. So we have, I'm going to rewrite this here. Negative 63 is less than 4x plus 5 times the quantity 4x minus 3. And I'm going to uh, simplify and solve it. So first step is to distribute the 5. That would be, 5 times 4 is 20x. 5 times 3 is 15, so it'd be minus 15. And I got 4x, and copy the plus down. I'll copy this inequality and the negative 63. Next, I'm going to combine my like terms. And that means I have, what, 24x minus 15, and copying the rest. Then I will add 15 to both sides. So I have to subtract these two. When I combine these, I'm going to get a negative. And 13 minus 5, well, that's 8, right? And then that's a 5 minus 1 is 4. And I have this. Now, we have to look at our solutions that are given here. And it looks like our, let's see, right here, this is placed first in our answers. So I'm going to turn this around here. And I have my 24x and my negative 48 second. And this is open to the 24x. So this is going to be staying open to the 24x. So that's the one that I'm looking for. 24x is greater than 24x is greater than negative 48. Looks like I'm looking at C as our answer. Okay, so for the next one, I need some more space, so I'm going to erase some of this stuff here. Yeah, I got to erase this here. So I got some room to write all my stuff down. And what I got is 3 minus 4 times the quantity x plus 1 plus 5x. Okay, distribute the negative 4. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x, and negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Copy down the 5x and the 3. Then I'm combining these two like terms, this and this. And you got to remember also, when you're asked to simplify, as this says, you're just really combining like terms. So that's what, 1x, and then 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So I have x minus 1 as our final answer, and that is B. Okay, next. Oh boy, we got a lot of words here. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Which of the following word problems can be solved using the equation 10x plus 16 equals 36? Okay, well, let's see. Ted originally has 16 bucks. Okay, that would be okay with that. After working as a host in a restaurant for $10 an hour, so $10 per hour, he now has 36 bucks. You know what? That sounds like it's it right there. So I'm calling it A right there. But let's see why the other ones are not the right choice. Let's see. If I have Toby worked for 36 hours tutoring students. He uses $16 to pay for transportation. Okay. So, okay. If he has $10 left after paying for transportation, no, how much money in dollars was Hank paid per hour? Yeah, per hour sounds nice, but I don't see how that's going to fit that at all. He uses $16 to pay for transportation. Okay. If he has $10 left, nope, because the 10 would be per hour right there. That wouldn't work. Hank bought 10 staplers at a store and paid $36. Okay, so he paid $36 and 10 staplers. Okay. Stapler was on sale for 16 bucks off. Well, that would be minus 16 right there. So that doesn't work at all. Uh, Henry buys 10 packages of pencils after using a $16 coupon. Well, again, that would take off 10. That would take off $16. So that's not going to work either. Okay, there you go. Next, number 4. I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. Hank is baking a cake. The recipe calls for 1 1/3 pounds of flour every 1/6 cup of sugar. How many pounds of flour should Hank use for 1 cup of sugar? Well, for 1 cup, you have to multiply this by 6, right? 6 times a 6 is 1 cup. So I have to multiply that times 6. Well, I'll do that over here. 1 1/3 times 6. 1 1/3 times 6. Well, I'll make this an improper fraction. That would be 3 times 1. It kind of goes like that. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So that's 4/3 times 6 over 1. And I can cross cancel. 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 6 twice. And 4 times 2 is 8 over 1, which is equal to, which is equal to 8. So it looks like 8 is our answer, and I see that peeking out right there. Okay, next. Hudson bought a video game for 30 bucks and later sold it to Terry for 40% off, or 40% profit. How much did Hudson sell the game for? Okay, so he bought it for that and he increased it by 40%. So I would say he bought it for 30 bucks and he increased it. So he added 40% of 30. Well, 40% is 0.40, and the word of means to multiply 30. So I need to do this first. 0.40 times 30. Move that down here so it's more like a decimal point. And so I'm going to multiply 0.40 times 30. 12. I move this twice. And so it's 12 bucks. So it's $30 plus $12, and I believe that's $42, which is B. All right. I think that's the last one on the page. So let's take a look at number 6 here. Oops. Number 6. The graph below shows Bill's pricing for washing cars. What is the price per car for a car wash? Well, this is the what price, and this is the number of cars. So we just need to find the cost for one, and it looks like it hits right here, and it's $2. So that's C right there. Unit rate is $2 for 1 car. Easy. Let's see. Solve the linear equation by combining like terms. Okay, well, let's find out here. I'm going to move this over here a little bit because I need some space. And I'm going to rewrite 22 minus 38 plus x equals negative 3x. Well, I think I'm going to subtract an x from both sides because I want to collect the x's on the same side of the equal sign. So negative 3x minus x, that's negative 4x. And 22 minus 38, let's see, I have to subtract those. That's 16? So it's negative 16, I believe, is what you get when you combine those, negative 16. And then you have to divide both sides by negative 4, and you get 4 equals x. And hey, I see it right there. Now, you might be wondering, wait, when would I get infinitely many solutions, and when would I get no solution? Let me show you a couple scenarios of when that would be. I would say you would get no solution when you have something like this. If you have x, okay, this is infinitely many solutions. And that was a terrible x right there. So x and x, that's infinitely many solutions. Now, what could you put in for x? You could put anything you want in for x. If I have 2x equals x, well, the answer is there's just one solution to that. It's 0, right? Because 0 equals 2 times 0. Now, if I did this, even if I just did that, there's no solution to this. I don't think. Wait, no. Let me rephrase that. If I have x equals x plus 1, that's never. You can't add 1 to something and then have it be the same thing. It's just not going to work. So this would be the case of no solution. When you have the same value of x on both sides of the equal sign, and say if x equals x, or 2x equals 2x, or 8x equals 8x, and then you like add something to it, and that's not going to work ever. And then infinitely many solutions, I think of it as, well, you start with x equals x, because how many solutions in that? It's infinite. That number is going to equal itself. And then from there, I can say, well, 8x equals 8x. 8x divided by 3 equals 8x divided by 3. When you do the exact same thing to x on both sides of the equal sign, then that's infinitely many solutions. So that's a general way of looking at it. Solve the linear equation by the distributive property. Okay, so we're just solving this. I will move this over, and I'm going to erase some of this because I can. And I'll erase this too because I don't want to be confused with what I was just doing. Oops. Okay, so, and you know what? Because I can, I'm going to do it in blue. So 3 times the quantity 26 minus 4b plus 6b equals 108. I would distribute the 3 to both of these. 3 times 26, 6 times 3 is 18, and 3 times 2 is 6, 78. Minus 3 times 4 is 12. B plus 6b equals 108. I'm going to combine my like terms here, negative 12 plus 6. That is negative 6b, and I have 78 equals 108. I'm going to, this is the tricky one. Now look at this. When you see the negative, that has to do with the 6b. It has nothing to do with the 78. The 78 is positive, so I have to use the inverse of that. The inverse of that is negative 78. That's what tricks a lot of students right there. And so I'm going to write the negative 6b here equals, with that 0, that's 30. And I'm going to divide by negative 6. And b is equal to negative 5. And ooh, I see it as c. Wow, a lot of these are c. Strange. All right, number 9, the value of x. Ooh, what's x? Find x. I found it. It's right there. So this is known as what, the remote triangle angle theorem, something like that. Really, I mean, the quick way is that the answer to this, the value of that x is the sum of 50 and 90. 50 and 90 is what, 140. But I'm going to show you the long way. So first, to do the long way, just to show you all the intermediate steps here, I would find the measure of this angle right here. So I'll do that right here. I'll put that in green. So what's the measure of this angle? Well, the sum of this angle and this angle and this angle is going to be 180. Inside of a triangle, all three angles add up to 180. So 50 and 90, that is 140, right? So I would take 180 minus 140, and the rest is 40 degrees. So this measure is 40 degrees. And then I'm going to use another similar idea. Every straight line here, this is a straight line, and I've used up 40 of those degrees. So what's the measure of the outside here? The rest of it that's going to make 180. Well, to find out, I would take 180 and subtract 40. And that's what, 140 degrees. So that's the measure of x. It's d. And I did that by finding the inside and then using 180 and subtracting that. So and it ends up being always the sum of this angle and this angle. Super simple. And thank goodness I had a different answer, d. Okay, our last question here is graph the linear function. Well, I would use the idea of y equals mx plus b. So y, we can see that y is y and equals is here. But the m is the slope, and that's super easy. We won't need to use the x, but we will be using this. So the slope is -2, which is -2 over 1, and that tells me that the rise is -2 and the run is 1. I'll be using that, but I also have to see what the y-intercept is equal to -1. Okay, I'm all set. If the y-intercept is -1, then that's where it crosses the y-axis at -1. So this is -2, so -1 is going to be about here. Okay, and now I get to use the slope of -2 over 1. So the rise is -2. That tells me I go down 2 and I go to the right 1 from my y-intercept. So from here, I go down 2 and to the right 1. Okay, I'm going to do my best here. So down 2, so I'm at -1. I go 1, 2, and then to the right 1. So it's about there, right? Because if this is 2, then 1 is right there, and I'll go down 2 into the right 1. So the line looks like that right there. That is our line. God, that is a terrible arrow. Anyway, that is the nuts and bolts of our quiz, all the details, how to do all the questions, and I hope this has been helpful. Thanks for watching.